The Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, is on his feet in the House of Representatives. He's talking the voice and speaking about that constitutional alteration bill. Let's listen in.
Specifically, the reference to executive government. And I certainly respect the member for Barara and his motives. We share a passion for advancing reconciliation with First Peoples, and he has my utmost respect. But the argument put forward is not a legal or a constitutional one. They are not saying that the voice shouldn't talk to the executive government. They're just saying that it shouldn't be included in that part in the Constitution, in recognition as well, of course, that the executive government under our system, as opposed to systems such as the United States, derives its power from this parliament. Instead, they want to alter the proposal in the hope of gaining more support. To that I say two things. Firstly, the changes that were made to the Garma draft and agreed to by the referendum working group are aimed precisely at reinforcing the primacy of the parliament. Secondly, in spite of that, the Liberal Party frontbench already locked themselves into saying no before the committee process that they called for and they said was important had even commenced its work. And the National Party decided to say no before the draft question had even been finalised. From the outset, instead of seeking ways to agree, they have looked for excuses to disagree. This is in spite of the fact that in 2019, both political parties went to that election saying that there would be a voice would be advanced. That the same thing occurred, of course, going back to then Prime Minister Howard spoke about the need for constitutional recognition all those years ago. Instead of taking the chance to unify, there are some that have sought only to divide. Now, clearly, there is no form of words that will satisfy some of the leaders of the No campaign. Indeed, the Leader of the Opposition gave a speech in this chamber that is simply unworthy of the alternative Prime Minister of this nation. And therefore, we will not undermine the hard work and the goodwill by so many people across such a broad breadth of the political spectrum, including the former Minister for Indigenous Affairs, who I pay tribute to today, Minister Ken Wyatt, who worked so hard to bring us to this moment and who was included and was a part of course, the referendum working group that came to this united position